Should you play Mineplex today? There is a Minecraft server that we have all forgotten about. This is Mineplex, the retired king of Minecraft online multiplayer. Before Hypixel came to reign at the top, Mineplex was the most popular server in all of Minecraft. Released on January 24, 2013, Mineplex was a breath of fresh air for the Minecraft community. This server focuses on many games that can be played competitively or casually. Game modes like Bridges and Castle Siege were never seen before and sparked inspiration for the direction taken by other servers. More arcade-oriented servers came into existence, rather than the simple SMP-style servers that most players were used to. And during this time, Mineplex stayed at the forefront. Arcade-style minigames were gaining popularity at a rapid rate, so developers started to make a variety of different games. Mineplex was doing well, but on November 23, 2013, Mineplex released their version of survival games, and everything changed. Mineplex began to explode in popularity as survival games became the most popular Minecraft game mode. While survival games had existed before, Mineplex was able to make this game more accessible and fun for a large audience. Thousands of players got on survival games every day, which led to YouTubers like Captain Sparkles to start making videos on the server, which increased its visibility to the growing Minecraft community. Mineplex even broke the Guinness World Record for the most popular Minecraft server network on January 28, 2015, only 2 years after its release. The server harbored over 34,000 players at once, which was completely unheard of at the time, since most servers had a max of a few hundred players. These were Mineplex's glory days, as many players had fun challenging each other and the variety of different games that the server had provided. But during this time, the trend started to change. Many players started to lose interest in arcade-style games, and PvP-style games and servers started to gain traction. While Mineplex didn't recognize these changes, Hypixel released more PvP-based games like Skywars and Bed Wars, which helped grow their player base, eventually leaving Mineplex behind. The Mineplex team lacked the innovation to keep up with the needs of players, which halted server growth. While other servers focused on PvP games that were fast-paced and simple to play, Mineplex released games like Heroes of Gwen, a MOBA-style game that most Minecraft players were just not excited about. While it's a highly developed game mode, most of the community wanted simpler mechanics, with lots of replayability, focusing on combat. Even as Mineplex started to create more PvP-centered games, the server still lost tons of players, as many games didn't have any incentives for them to keep coming back. The server began to have a reputation of being a hacker-infested server, with no new games and an inconsistent experience. With all these problems causing a dip in the player base, Mineplex eventually faded out of obscurity. But how is Mineplex today? While I usually play on Hypixel, I wanted to see how different the game modes were, to explore whether or not they stood the test of time. Mineplex is separated into 3 different sections: casual, intermediate, and hardcore. While the mini-games are separated in terms of difficulty, I wanted to start from something that I could wrap my head around, something familiar, and because of this, I started with Cake Wars. Although many people say that it's a copy of Hypixel Bed Wars, the gameplay is a bit different. While the concept of breaking the base items remained the same, Cake Wars has smaller maps and relies on a beacon system to get special items compared to the larger maps of Bed Wars and its diamond and emerald generators. When I had the opportunity to play, I found that it didn't have the same addictive replayability that Bed Wars has. When there's long wait times to start a new match, it's very discouraging for new players like myself. The next game I went to was Skywars, as I was familiar with the game on Hypixel. As I had expected, Skywars felt a lot more familiar than Cake Wars did, and was easy to get into. Unlike Hypixel though, my Mineplex Skywars experience felt watered down, as there were only a few other players in the game. I had fun playing this version of Skywars, but at the same time wondered if I could just have a better experience over on Hypixel. And with how old Skywars is, it's obvious that it's lost its crown, and to some players, it might not even be worth playing. So far, I had only experienced disappointment as the once legendary server was underperforming. So I tried something new: Nano Games. This was the first time on this server where I was impressed. Nano Games is a mix of a bunch of different short and easy to play games. It was a game mode that had something for everybody, having a variety of different game types. Unlike the other games I had played on Mineplex, I was able to easily get into a party as the minigame had the most amount of players. Even though I didn't necessarily do well in the game, games, the games that were served were very simple to learn and easy to play. It was the go-to games for players to just have a good time. It finally all made sense to me. When I broke it down, it was obvious that Mineplex did one thing good, and one thing only. That's taking a cluster of quick and fun games into a single game mode. It's hard to compare Mineplex to Hypixel knowing this, since their server styles are completely different. You go to Hypixel for PvP games like Bed Wars and Sky Wars, and for grinding in Skyblock. You go to Mineplex for the simple, short party games, to take a break from the hardcore sweaty gameplay, which is why it confused me on why Mineplex was trying to emulate other servers and their games. It made more sense for Mineplex to take their games like Cake Wars and Sky Wars and make them into simpler and quicker game modes. If Mineplex would solidify itself as a go-to arcade style server, I feel it will attract a larger audience if new and creative games are included. But I still had all of the other games to go through. While I wanted to try different games on the server, many of them had no players on it, making it impossible to get a game started. Without players, it was demotivating waiting in a server forever. Even with the games I was able to play, I found that the same diluted gameplay existed everywhere. At this point, I truly understand why Mineplex has so few players. But even with all my complaints, I still found something special. Understandably, Mineplex will never return to its glory that it once had. The Mineplex leadership seems to be making the worst choices for the server, as it gets drowned out with more popular servers. However, I can wholeheartedly admit that I had fun. Genuine fun. Something I found hard to do with many of the Hypixel games nowadays. And though there may not be that many players on the server, the games that I was able to play were something different. But the best part of Mineplex was playing with a group of friends. While you can start a party in Hypixel, it felt much more carefree and easy to play over on Mineplex. Just having a good time playing short little minigames reminded me of when I was a kid, playing Mario Party with some friends. And perhaps it's due to nostalgia or maybe just inexperience, but I felt sad that Mineplex would continue to fall out of the realm of relevancy. So to answer the question, is Mineplex worth playing today? Well, I think it really depends. If you're a player who only enjoys PvP or grinding type game modes, then no, you won't enjoy it at all. There's a reason why Mineplex is at the bottom. The server is honestly not optimized for PvP, as combos felt inconsistent, and lag was a major issue. For players who want to take Minecraft combat seriously, they should stick with Hypixel or Minemen. Mineplex mechanics are so far inferior to other servers, I could feel the difference. But if you want to just take a break from all the sweaty hardcore gameplay, you just want to try something new and explore, you just want to have a bit of fun with your friends and forget about your worries, then I feel that Mineplex has something special to offer to you. Mineplex players aren't the hardcore players that you meet on other servers. You'll find that's a rather tight-knit community, desperate for new players so that their favorite games can start. It's a place where you can bond with your friends and make unforgettable memories. A place to have unstoppable laughs. A place simply to just have fun. And if that's a place that you want to explore, then I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not trying out Mineplex. And though Mineplex sits near the bottom of the rankings of Minecraft servers, I hope it lives on forever as an important part of Minecraft history. So though I admittedly won't quit playing Hypixel games from Mineplex, I want to come back to have those laughs and make those memories. These fun experiences I had washed away all preconceptions I had of Mineplex of being a terrible server. So I hope that one day you'll see it for yourself. But until next time, I'll catch you over in the Mineplex lobby.